So who brought frittatas?
Dear God.
That's fine.
I know
Fucking-
exactly what can pass.
Here in Kentucky, last time I went to work, it was raining. The sun was shining. It snowed a little bit later that day. Fucking roads froze. Still, like, sun's still going up until late at night. And then I was like, oh, there's fucking nothing. It's almost like summer weather. You can't win up here. Legit, just like every 5 fucking minutes, something new. If I had like 2 hurricanes and a tsunami, that'd been normal weather.
Yeah, up here in Maine, we've had that kind of shit happen, and including a twister.
Ooh.
What the
A
fuck?
twister was a new one. Or no, I think they called it a microburst. Yeah. I think they called it a microburst. I don't remember what it's fucking called.
A
All I know is it's fucking cold in Florida.
It's not cold in fucking Florida.
Cold enough.
How cold is it? 60 degrees?
It's 79 here now, Mankey.
Suck my nuts.
Really cold, huh?
Man, it must be so cold, then boys must be shriveling.
You have to also take into consideration that my roommate, bless his heart, keeps the fucking AC at like 70 degrees.
Oh, poor
What's
thing.
wrong with that?
Everything is wrong with that.
That's like how everyone else has their fucking AC up here.
Man, when it's actually summertime, I have my AC down to 60.
Yeah. 60 is a nice fucking temperature.
It is.
But I'm wearing jackets in it. Like, that's an outside temperature, not an inside temperature.
Stairs in Maynard.
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 Is that what you guys call yourselves? Yeah,
No.
I'm a Maynard.
No, most Maynards will just refer to themselves as assholes.
Aha.
The weird thing is, up here in Maine, is that the more north you get, the more south you get. If you get all the way as fucking far north as you can and you're talking to people up there, they sound like they're from Texas.
Hell yeah.
Yet they're wearing fucking LL Bean boots and giant ass fucking puffy jackets just yelling at you.
Look like yuppies, sound like Americans. I get it.
Then you go fucking 2 miles north and you get into Canada and it's like, oh hey, normal people again.
It's so...
You know, it's the same thing here, Zorg. Except for Miami. Miami's a different country.
We don't talk about Miami.
God, we don't talk about Miami.
So, I'm glad everybody's here. Excited to see everybody. That means you guys are like halfway wanting to play. That makes me happy.
I've been here for 48 minutes.
I've been counting every single one of them.
What's his reward, Daddy?
Oh,
Why
Don't
did
ever
you say that?
Why? Never mind. I'm good. I'm out.
Fucking dunsies.
I apologize on Kaiser's behalf. He's just getting into character.
Oh.
Nasty SO.
Fucking Cluck Lord. What the fuck? Never call me daddy.
Alright,
It's
father.
reserved for
public.
people with vaginas.
Papa.
No. Still. We're just gonna stop this line of thought.
You know, all this help I've given you, and you're doing this right now.
Alright, I'm done.
Are you?
He lied.
So, I guess it's my turn with the recap.
Have fun.
Last time we got together, not a whole lot happened. It was a lot of traveling. We started out halfway through the day, picking back up with the scene that the carts had been destroyed by mysterious force. You guys figured that there was some blood around, red blood, big rips and tears torn out of this thing, and a little bit of scorching on this thing before moving on. Traveling The rest of the day, nighttime happened. You guys were attached by Sturges. Slept fairly peacefully, except for Kaiser. Beginning of the day, you guys traveled out, not really encountering anything until the end of the day, where at the split of the road on the edge of the forest, you encountered a goblin ambush. Two of the goblins in the ambush were kind of strange in appearance and ability, as you guys found out. One of them releasing horrible gas cloud, and the other one unhinging its jaws and bellowing a kind of unholy screech. But fairly easily taken down. You guys moved on. Found yourself before a very large circle of white barked trees that were so thick that you could not see through them. It's a very large circle. I think I described it as 300 feet, roughly, and having a inset gate that, having been installed so long ago and into trees, has risen, and they've added more fence work beneath that. Inside, you guys found Callan, who opened the door for you, and a large bunker in the middle of it. You guys bought a few things and settled around the fire uh, for the night. I assume with the larger group. Would you like to pick up that night or the following morning?
Don't matter to me.
Okay. The fire crackles in front of you. Um, should you choose to be near it, there are roughly 4 to 5 people gathered around it, tending to it and trading stories and some rumors.
Marcus will go sit amongst them and listen in.
All right.
Okay, but she'll kind of just stay at the perimeter. Doesn't really want to deal with anyone.
Where in the perimeter? We've got a roughly 200-foot clearing in the center of these birch trees that has kind of a inset building later into the circle. Let me get into roll 20 with you guys, and I'll
Mans isn't even in
approximate
roll
something.
20.
I'm not. I literally just sat down and decompressed a little bit and started going with you guys.
Can take time beforehand.
No, I mean, you guys have been waiting for so long. I don't want to hold you up, especially when I didn't tell you guys I was going to be late. And I know I described this bunker as kind of like a half round structure, kind of like one of those army bunkers, only made of stone. And the stone is like a deep olive inset with some brown filigree, suppose is the word. Okay. So here we have the perimeter of our little area. It is 120 feet wide. So we'll say that each one of them counts for 2 in this representation. Let's see here. How did I draw this on my thing? You know what? Oh, I don't have my fucking phone. Here, let me put my shirt back on. Here we go. Now, webcam friendly. Webcam friendly, but ugly. Ugly. Alright, anyways. Here I have.
Your camera's like, face where? Ah!
Here.
Cheat detected.
Did too, what the fuck?
Getting slurred so that he can play peekaboo with this webcam.
Yeah, I've walked over there and like done the James Bond thing. As I look in, the camera pans over and I go. But yeah, so there's a rectangle that is a little bit inset here, and we have a pathway that loops from gate around
Nice.
this. Yeah, well done. There's only a the single entrance, which you guys have noticed. This is roughly a 10-foot path, so I suppose I should be drawing it a little bit smaller for the representation on this map, but just want to kind of get through it here.
Alright.
In the center of this, we have a fire here, and a fire over here, and tents pretty much all around, away from the fire.
For safety reasons.
Yeah. A series of thicker tents
Nice.
that I described the last time, like being like Dargan's tent, more permanent structures. They seem to be over here on the edge. Behold my MS Paint abilities.
Hey man, I've seen people do some pretty good shit in MS Paint. I can't do shit.
And then, should you have gone around back of the bunker at any point during your time here thus far, you would see a small stable in the back. Would anyone have gone back there?
No.
Lay might not have. Would Kivix have?
Probably.
Roll me an investigation check. 21. Pretty
These aren't horses.
ineptly. No, everything's fine with the stable. It's kind of inset into the woods, like it had been built before. The woods grown up around this area, so the woods kind of give way for the stable to be where it is, which is kind of odd in your knowledge of the nature of the forest and the way it works, because you know that plants and trees will move objects and move through objects to continue growing. That's just how Mother Nature works. She doesn't give a shit. You know, if a tree's going up, it's going up through whatever house, whatever through is parked on top of it because it's got the light. So for this thing to just be inset into the forest the way it is a little weird. But beyond that, there's a small clearing, like a hollow in the back side of this, here. Yeah.
Woods, give me your secrets.
Morning wood.
I still need this.
All right, and with that comment, I stab Marcus.
Would not be the first time I've initiated PvP because of my antics.
Because of your dark vision, you can see inside of it, and it's kind of hard to get into. But once you're into it, it looks like it opens up a little bit as it goes deeper into this ring of woods.
Kivix just keeps wandering around, going like, "What the hell is this?"
All right, so you're following the path.
May as well.
All right. So it winds through roots and thick tree trunks that kind of block the outside light until you get to this clearing, roughly 50 feet away from where you entered the forest. The little secret alcove reveals a very small clearing with a stone altar on it.
Ooh.
On the altar, there is a very old, rusty dagger. What appears to be green dragon scales and a very large claw from a dragon as well.
Kivix just looks around and is like, I don't like this.
Can I have Marcus look for Kivix, seeing as how he's getting bored with these stories?
Sure. Give me an investigation check as you walk around.
All right. Shoop-a-doop boop-a-doop. I suck at these.
Yeah, you do.
I don't know where the fuck he went.
What was the roll?
A 5.
A 5. Yeah, as you walk around the backside, you see the stable, but no Kivix.
Dang.
There's a donkey in the stable though.
Oh, can I pet the donkey?
Yeah. Give me an animal handling.
I hope I don't fucking crush it. Hell yeah!
You crushed the roll.
What?
It doesn't seem unhappy to see you, and actually seems kind of friendly to you. It lets you pet it. It seems like an okay donkey.
All right. This campaign is now complete for me. I have critically pet a donkey.
So Kivix will be like looking this dagger over, but I don't know. He's kind of wary of just picking shit up, so he's like,
Okay. Um,
you know,
what do you
weird, secluded,
would you like?
alcove-looking thing.
Are you trying to investigate it, or are you trying to remember details about it to see if there's something that you recognize?
Just investigating it.
Okay. Then roll me another one.
Ba-ba-da-bop.
Damn.
Yeah.
Super
Very
like it.
perceptive. Kivix notices that the blade has kind of inset golden filigree again, scroll work, um, also elven in nature, peeking through the rust that surrounds them, as gold is a non-ferrous metal. But the rust is enough that it has started to encroach on this very fine scroll work that's been inlaid on this knife.
Hmm.
The age of it, if you had to guess, maybe 200 years.
All right. Well, he's just gonna like look the room over and be like, well, if no one's here, I guess.
Pick it up. Pick it up. Pick it up.
Above game, I'm scared it's cursed. In game, Kivix just looks at it and goes, okay, I guess I'll just take this since I found it.
Shiny weapon.
Oh yeah.
That I don't need.
Another thing he notices about the area is that it's a very clean altar, and it's to describe the altar a little bit. There is let's see here. Very old inset pictures of a race with pointed ears and a very, very tall race that stands with broad shoulders and broad hips, several heads and body lengths above the race with pointed ears. They say it kind of shows the um, tall figures giving um, a symbol like of a sun to the pointed ear race.
Okay.
And all of these items are in a bowl. Furthermore, the whole altar itself is rather clean. It's not um, very dirty as far as sediment from, like, there's no leaves in the bowl. There's no dirt that's been laying on the bowl. There's no bird shit on it because birds have lain on it. So
Is there any dust? Like, does it seem like someone's been in here?
yeah, it does.
Kivix isn't gonna pick up the dagger then. He's just gonna sit around then, kind of wait and see who comes in. Don't like just for a bit, like not hours and hours, but maybe use his active camo and just all right. I'm gonna sit here and wait.
I gotta get the Halo invis sound. Play it every time you do that.
Well, it's an action, and I can use it as many times as I want. So
Jealous.
it basically just gives me advantage on stealth checks.
All right. So back outside. What is Laban doing?
Thinking.
Thinking.
What you thinking about?
Nothing great.
Murder.
What has he been thinking about?
He's going to pursue that train of thought with Dark Steel.
Ah, okay. Um, right. So we talked a little bit about that in the DMs. The eureka moment Lay had about Darksteel was one of experimentation on elemental crystal and metallic crystal structure in an attempt to lab synthesize Mirrodin's true Darkseal. So you've got some crystals, right?
Yes.
Do you know anything about metal?
I know it hurts to get hit by it.
Okay.
I mean, Lay in character would know a fair bit.
About metal. Okay.
He was an engineer.
Something.
I think you'd know a fair bit about alloys as well, right? That's, in my opinion, leads more into scientific notation with the
Well,
metals.
metallurgy and engineering are two very different fields. So you know a little bit about metallurgy being an engineer, but you're not a metallurgist per se, you know?
I thought they went hand in hand.
No. Like Zero is an engineer, but he's an electrical engineer, and that means he doesn't know much about mechanical values of how things go together and what tolerances they can take, and so forth. Oh, okay. So you're see if I can just add a skill here.
Uh-oh.
No, I thought of something mean, but I'm not sharing it right now.
Understandable.
It was to go along with the example you just gave, Gibby.
What's that?
The Zero is a engineer, but not a mechanical engineer.
Oh yeah.
I thought of a different comparison, but I'm keeping it to myself for now.
Yeah, yeah, buddy.
No, nothing against you.
God damn it! Stop that.
No.
Stop. Stop that!
Other
Stop that.
proficiency.
Stop it.
It's like someone saying, left! No, your other left!
Does that work? No. Of course it doesn't.
What are you trying to do?
Oh, I made it on the wrong doy.
Mm,
Proficiency. Do you have expertise?
I do not.
Okay. That's something we'll work towards in story, I guess. There we go. You see that tool?
I do.
All right. You cool with that? Using intelligence plus proficiency
I would suppose so.
for a d20 roll on these kind of things?
Sure.
Okay. So we'll do that, like once a day. They can draw his mental abilities to help with problem.
That's right, folks. I have my own brain blast.
Okay.
Neato.
All right. Why don't you have the first Eureka moment?
Sure. It didn't do nothing.
No, the tool, not the proficiency.
Ah. A crit.
Sweet. So, from what you gather up about the forging process for steels, you think now that the best opportunity that you're going to have for incorporating the crystals into the structure of the metal is as it's being uh, made liquid in the crucible. So, in addition to fluxes, as you start to purify the raw ore that you get, you'll be adding in these the crystals, which you figure to be best spreadable to all of the molecules in powder form while it's still being poured into ingots, or before it's poured into ingots.
All right.
And you also think that you should probably imbue it with magic while this is happening. The weave, let it flow through the metal and the crystals
Let the
as it's
weave
hardening.
flow through you.
Yeah.
Mm,
Hey, man.
yes. All right. Crystals in the soup. Give soup some spice. Got it.
Still don't want to hear anything about soup.
Soup.
Stop.
Soup is good.
Ugh!
What's wrong with soup? How did you ruin soup for this man?
Uh, go
Oh,
ahead.
oh no. It's all
Please
you.
tell me.
All right. How bad do you really want to know?
I already said please tell me.
All right, I guess I get to suffer. He's playing Elden Ring the other day, and
So we were playing Elden
I
Ring the
forgot
other day.
I forgot we were mainly talking about
It
that
was
led
the
up to.
Ronnie the
Oh,
Witch doll.
the Bloodborne reference to the dolls, and then when you can get jars in this game, and there's a Ronnie Witch doll, is like add it to the soup or something like. I was just
Make soup.
no, I
Make
don't.
soup.
No, not making any soup. Ugh. Continue.
Soup.
Okay. So yeah, Marcus, there's a donkey.
Okay.
He poops while you're watching.
Oh, well, that's what animals do.
More soup.
Stop!
Poop soup.
That's not the cup of mud I'm thinking about.
What are you thinking about?
Fuck out of here.
Hmm.
We're not adding anything more to these conversations.
What?
So yes, the donkey. Uh, I guess I will go check up on Lay since I can't find Kivix.
Where would Lay be?
Lay would be the furthest point away from most other people.
Probably near the gate.
That would be where Lay is.
Alright, in my search, I guess I eventually come across him because it's probably not something he would know too much about Lay.
I mean, it's a big circle. It's growing dark, so as you continue to walk around, um, like counterclockwise towards the tents, eventually you would come across him. But also you would notice a very old, frail man with long, balding hair that pointed ears poke out of, kind of hobble out of the bunker. He's leaning on a cane with one arm, and his other arm is completely wrapped up. But the wrappings are thin, and so is the arm. It seems to be almost mummy-like in its appearance, kind of emaciated. He's got it kind of strapped up close to his chest, but you can tell that it doesn't ever get used. It's just shriveled, his whole arm on up to his face. It's kind of
Marcus.
gaunt and gray, stretched as it grows up to his face.
How well do I notice him?
He passes you as you're coming around the outside, so he'll pass within a few feet of you. Um, he looks you up and down with kind of a hard, judging gaze.
I stop and kind of look at him, and as he passes by, I'll kind of turn to keep watching him.
If you don't say anything, he doesn't say anything as he continues towards the largest tent that looks like it's been there the longest.
I'll
And he
continue
goes
with my
inside.
original. Okay. Where on the map? Which one did he go into?
The largest tent on the left-hand side, right next to the bunk.
Okay. I will continue with my original goal of trying to find Lay.
Okay. It doesn't take you too long. You know, it's 100-foot radius inside of this little clearing. So it takes you about, you know, 5 minutes, 10 minutes to go the whole loop, 15 if you're slow. So you come across him near the cart
Damn it.
by the door. Oh, sorry, were you trying to be stealthy? Roll me a sneaky roll.
Not. Oh, I was like, I
Tempted.
wasn't trying to be stealthy.
I'm good.
Uh, what are you working on, Lay?
Lay's just gonna turn around to Marcus, kind of look at him, and then go back to doing what he's doing.
Good talk. Listen, this is a strange old man with a would look to be a mummified arm. I don't know if that might be of interest to you.
Lay's gonna turn around again. An old man.
Yes, but I
How
know
does
what you're
that
thinking.
interest me, Marcus?
Do you know of anyone who walks around with a shriveled arm?
You, if I am to be bothered any longer.
Marcus just kind of scowls at him. Have it your way.
I planned on it. Now go.
He walks away. I'll go check out the tent. I will. Marcus will stop, look back at Lay. He goes to start to say something, but then just keeps going about his way.
That's what I thought.
It's not worth it, Marcus. There are bigger challenges.
Tying your shoes doesn't count.
The fuck, does he have mechanical ears or something?
I'm mostly metal.
Where's your mohawk?
In between your mother's thighs.
Okay, that was good. Fuck you. I'll go check out the Big Ten.
You think women like that?
A mohawk? Absolutely.
Give a guy with a mohawk, get between her leg, and then just kind of rip
Just
his
do
head
the
up and back and
brush.
forth. Start headbanging.
Call
I
that the
mean,
cookie duster.
oh my god.
Coochie duster.
I did not need to
Hey!
hear that today.
Goose goes coochie.
You're
Stop
going to
it.
the
That's Coochie. No. Banned.
Oh yes, the coochie for Cusco.
Oh
Coochie
god.
goes Coochie.
Oh, yeah.
Cusco's
Stop.
Kuski?
It's been a long day.
Oh god. I'm too
Okay.
tired for this shit.
We want
Big
some
Ten.
spinach puffs.
Okay.
Big Ten. I make my presence known to the tenants.
The
What are you
tentance.
knocking on the flap?
No, I'm like kind of like
The old man opens the door with a cane. It's more of a flap than a door. Let's be honest. He opens it into a raised floor, so he's up off the ground. You see a few rugs on the ground and on the walls to act as insulation. Seems like a really cozy place. He's got a little fire that's um, you know, it's a cooking stove slash warming fire. Um, he just kind of is holding his cane with the flap. And he's looking at you. What? He croaks.
just came to inquire about your judgments of me as you passed me on the street. Have I wronged you in some way?
Have I wronged you?
Not yet. Your arm. Tell me what happened. I've never seen anything like it.
You're a very rude individual.
Manners are not my strong point.
We noticed. Sorry, I'll stop.
No, it's good. The volume is like perfect. I gotta hand it to you.
Excellent.
He takes his cane and stomps it down onto the floor of the tent. It creates a very loud sound, almost like steel being hit, but it's just wood in its tone, but incredibly loud. In fact, Kivix hears it in the alcove. I am the ranger, and I will have respect. What happened to my arm is my business.
Well, I'm new around here, so maybe you could tell me why you command respect.
Things just kind of get quiet, and even the rumors around the fire have stopped. And if Marcus looked around, he would notice that everyone in the camp is paying attention to this interaction.
Roll
Like
initiative.
it seems like everybody is like, "Oh fuck."
Get ready for your death saves. If you get any.
Now, what did you say?
I just asked him why he commands respect. Like, I don't know his story, I don't know anything about him, but yet he's demanding respect from me. I want to know why.
I have been alive for over 200 years. I have done battle with Gindorix
and Faltrix, the mighty green dragons. And I have this.
He grabs his arm and holds it up before you, shaking it at you.
Is what I have to show. I helped locate them when the Heroes Guild founder Gil came here to vanquish them. I watched as the first town of Valeros burned. Wicked green fumes for not providing the first tribute. I was just a boy. I am the ranger. And you ask me why people respect me. This is why.
I see. Are you familiar with the local area then?
He sneers. You must not have heard. I am the ranger. You must not be from around here.
I am not. Then let me ask you, what is going on with the kobolds?
What kobolds?
Marcus just kind of thinks to himself. Myself and my companions were sent here to deal with kobolds in the area. We were given this request from the Adventurers Guild.
I sent missive to the guild for goblins. And you tell me you were here for the kobolds? I have never seen a kobold in these forests. And my men have not told me fairy tales of them.
Something must not be right. Marcus will thank the ranger for his time and apologize for being blunt.
I think there is something wrong. But with you.
Oh,
My
no.
second here in camp is Callan. Do not speak to me again.
Duly noted. Think I'll benefit from that. And Marcus will walk away. Hmm. Guess I'll just kind of wander around for now.
Alright. Yeah, Kivik says the stars come out. Nobody is coming down the path to the altar. But you do hear a very loud gong-like sound come from back in camp. It's just one loud tap, and it's followed by silence.
Mm. Yeah, Kivix doesn't want to just take this thing, considering it looks like it's important. So Kivix will just leave it for the evening and just go out and see what the hell just happened.
Okay. You exit the secret entrance to the alcove, noticing that everybody that was doing something isn't doing something right now, and you arrive just as they're like, "Oh, okay, nothing's gonna happen," and are turning back to, talk about the fire or tend to whatever they were doing, whether they're packing up or just settling down for the evening. It's
Alrighty
like
then.
walking. It's like walking into the lunchroom after somebody had thrown something, but then the kid that got covered in shit just like walked away instead of fighting.
Alrighty then. So I heard a loud noise for nothing. Cool. Kivix will probably just sit down at the fire then. Nothing better to do.
Okay. Roll me a d20. Hit you guys with the rumor table.
Ba, ba, ba. Lucky 13.
13. So the guy that you sit down next to, he doesn't notice you at first. Because I didn't hear you say you took down your natural camouflage. So you're still kind of
Well, yeah, as
ghostly.
Kivix goes to sit down, he kind of just
Yeah.
unintentionally drops it.
Oh, okay. So he kind of notices you sit down, and that makes him pause because he's never seen anything like you before. But when you don't do anything or say anything, they just pick back up as if you're not there.
I'm imagining if he just like gives me that weird look of like, what the fuck? Kivix will just like stare at him for a second, wave, go back to staring at the fire.
Yeah. So he goes to his friend. He says, "I heard there's a fourth tavern in the city, deep underground." And his friend just kind of takes a swig and he goes, "That's poppycock. There's only 3. I counted." He's like, "No, no. My uncle says it's run by a mechanical man, deep underground." And they both seem sloshed.
Kivix just staring at the fire and just half listening, like, I mean, probably would look over towards Lay and just be like, just mentally ask Lay, like, ever heard anything of a mechanical man running a tavern?
Olay is a good distance away.
Well, can I see them?
Yeah, he's roughly 100 feet from you.
Cool, I
120.
can still reach them.
Okay.
So what was it?
Have you ever heard of a mechanical man running a tavern?
I've heard of all sorts of mechanical men. One running a tavern wouldn't be too out of the possibility.
Just heard these two drunks talking about it.
Then it's nothing more than drunk talk.
Fair enough. Figured I'd ask you.
I do appreciate
Kivix nods, realizing you can't see him. Wait.
it.
Oh, my. Oh, just protect my neck.
Nice. Did it feel good?
Yes.
Even better.
Didn't crack the way I wanted it to, but hey, I'll take it. We take those.
We take those.
Momentary relief until it hurts again.
Basically. It's like a solid 30 seconds, like, oh man, that felt good. Straighten my neck out. Oh, there's the pain. Son of a bitch.
Ah!
So after a while of sitting around the fire, Targan actually comes over and starts asking those two about kobolds. One of them says, goes kind of like blinks at him, raises their eyebrow, and like blinks again and drops his jaw while pointing his finger at him. And he's like, "Look, I told you! I told you there's kobolds here!" And his friend's like, "There's no fucking kobolds here, guy. There's just no fucking kobolds here. There's just goblins." And Targan seems very interested in this. He's, oh, kobolds? Wait, where did you see kobolds? And he's like pandering into this guy, and his friend's like, don't fucking keep into it. Don't fucking give him hope about this. There's no fucking kobolds out there. Every time he goes out, he eats those mushrooms and he sees kobolds in the woods. Oh yeah, we've heard about it a lot. Kobolds in the woods. There's only goblins. They're green. They're small and they're mean.
They're small. They're mean. They turn your milk green.
Last time I saw a goblin, he was pissing in the milk.
Oof. Green.
It's green now. So yeah,
Green.
this guy's just falling out drunk. He seems like he's reached that point. I mean, he was just like redlining as Targan came up, and he's like, he's gone. Yeah. So Targan's just trying desperately to get anything more about kobolds out of this guy, but he's out. As he's talking to him, you see him just kind of slump over on the log that he's sitting on, and he's just passed out on the ground. Targan just kind of sighs, depressedly looking down.
Drunks.
Did you say that to him?
Yeah.
He looks up and he nods. All these people, they seem to think that there's no such thing as kobolds in these woods.
Well, everything we've heard also indicates that kobolds don't normally come into the woods. But to be fair, these two were also talking about a, thanks for a second, mechanical man who worked in a tavern underground in the city.
Oh! He kind of perks up and points at you. I've heard that one too.
Just stares. Huh. Well, it doesn't seem we're gaining anything from these two.
Yeah, you see the other guy that was telling you guys about the goblins in the forest, dragging his friend away to to their cart, I suppose. Leaving pretty much just you and Targan.
Targan.
I know you said that game one. I'm like, no, I can't unsee it now.
Targan the Targan.
Yeah.
Well, if we don't have any other leads tonight, may I suggest getting some sleep?
Seems like a fine idea. I've already set up my tent. I'll just go to it. Hopefully there'll be more in the morning.
Maybe these drunks will have better information.
Why are you guys out here anyways? I mean, it's not simply just to escort me, I hope.
No, we told you. We were sent to investigate the kobolds and or deal with goblins.
I'm sorry, it's been a long night. Well,
Above game, I'd have a fucking headache.
alrighty. Well, everybody's pretty much gone to sleep. Marcus,
Yep.
would you want to do anything before going to bed?
Nah.
All right. So I'll say that the night passes. The clearing is very safe. There are locusts that sing through the night. Locusts, but grasshoppers, little mini locusts, really. um, yeah, bugs and cicadas and bird noises until the morning. You guys
Bird.
wake up. It's probably just sun up when you wake up, naturally. In a new day.
Kevin's just been wandering around at night, like, all right,
Might find some neat shit.
fucking Advent. My neck.
So in the morning, you see Targan wake up. Anybody who's up and about sees him in the morning, kind of glistening with his bare chest and kind of emaciated wings behind him. Glittering as he stretches in the morning and kind of relaxes after climbing out of bed. Also climbing out of their tent is the old elf. Who all is up?
Marcus will be up.
Low as well.
And Kivix is already up. So if you are paying attention to him, you notice that the old man drops his cane in shock. His eyes, once groggy with sleep, now open wide and awake.
Kivix will try to follow his gaze.
They're locked on Targan.
Gay.
The old man has the hots for the dragon man. Oh no. Alright, so he's in shock and horror at a half-naked dragon man.
Mhm.
Kivix will walk over and pick up his cane for him. You alright?
Yes. He takes it back from you. Give me a second here. And you see the wood as he takes it back kind of go darker. It almost seems to get heavier as you hand it off to him, and seem less like wood and more like iron as it transitions back into his hand.
Kivix, being the nosy bastard that he is, isn't asking, but he is staring at it and, like, he wants to poke it, but he's like, what the fuck was that? It's like trying not to ask, but also just obviously being like, what the fuck is going on here?
He kind of shakes it at you. Shillelagh.
Beating stick.
Shall
So Kivix like nods over towards Targan and just asks the old man, why were you staring at him like that?
He would have taken it and started to walk over towards Targan. So you're trailing behind him as he's kind of pacing over that way. He doesn't need the stick to walk. He just is walking now with it in his hand about halfway up. He says, "Dragons," with a haunted kind of timbre to his voice.
Oh, he's
Should
about to
not
beat up our escort. Fuck.
should not be allowed in here.
Kivix quickly radios into Targan just to be like, "Hey, you might want to look over here."
And he goes, "Hmm. Huh? What?"
Quickly tells him that this old man thinks you're a dragon, and he says you're not allowed to be in here.
"Oh, well, I am a half dragon."
Eh,
And he's just kind of like halfway meeting the old druid, who sets off in kind of a square stance and points at him with a stick in his hand. He goes, "You dragon, how did you get in here? How did you bypass the field?"
Kivix just answers that with he came in with us in a carriage, like everyone else.
And he kind of like swishes the shillelagh through the air. "That should not be possible. The protection that was placed on this area should have prevented all dragonkind from entering." He's very animated for a very frail, old, balding man.
Man, this man sounded kind of racist.
Yeah, just a bit.
Next thing you know, he's going to be starting to crap about the dark elves. Them darkies.
Pointy head leaf lover.
Targan explains that he just walked in the gate and that he's done nothing wrong. He also adds in that if dragons weren't allowed here, there should be a sign outside.
Yeah, fair.
He's got a point.
It's dumb, but it's fair.
To which the ranger kind of recoils a little bit and looks at Targan up and down. Yeah, it was good. He bites his lip. "This should not be possible. You do not have to leave, but I do not welcome you." And he walks away over to his bunker.
Oh, that was bizarre. And slightly racist.
That man is one troubled individual.
I wonder why he has a thing against dragons.
Apparently, he fought against them, and they are the cause of his arm.
Oh. That must have been the two that were here in the forest. You remember from the story?
Yes.
Well, what would you like to do?
I guess we should just explore the area.
Yeah. I was going to suggest maybe asking a few questions, but looking around, I don't think everybody's too friendly right now.
Such is the state of this world.
Got it. We beat the shit out of them and get the information that way.
Maybe not that either.
All right. So, you guys pack everything back up. Horse hooked back up, and we're carting out, or are we leaving it here?
Shrug.
I mean, better to go with us, otherwise it may be ransacked.
Considering how much these guys seem to hate Tarkin.
Very possible.
So I guess we
Just going with
cut
us.
Yeah, it's not that these people hate Targan. It's just that there are no dragons here, guys. Like when back in the city, there are no dragonborn. There are no half dragons. There are no dragons. Like
out.
the only person that would really know this is Kivix, who was born here and was in this dimension from the beginning, basically. But dragons are from a different continent entirely. They were the ones that gave the magic to the giants back in the day, and the altar you found was commemorating when the giants gave magic to the elves. So that's just kind of like a little bit of history into that. Yeah, they're not common at all, as opposed to like in Toril. There are dragons pretty much everywhere. They're the apex predators, and they're out there that they can get you. Dragons here are not. Dragons here are a little bit different, as well as dragonborns.
As an aside, something that infuriates me about D&D is that there are dragons, half dragons, and dragonborn, and I'm like, that is confusing.
Yeah. Well, dragonborn are a race created by
A
a
horny
dragon.
bard. Oh, never mind.
No, that's when half dragons are born.
Yeah, like I understand how and why and all that, but it's also just like, so there are dragons, there are humans that essentially became dragon-like, and then there's the half dragons, which is when a man and a dragon fuck.
Or a dragon in anything. Dragons symbiotize or combine with almost everything. So anything plus dragon equals half
Dragons
dragon.
are dittos, got it.
But not
Imperfect
exactly
dittos.
dittos. Yeah, imperfect dittos.
They're Asari from Mass Effect.
Yes.
So I guess we're setting out with the cart.
Yeah.
Something was bothering me when he was going on about
Everything?
that itchy dragon. Yeah, well, yes, that. But he said that dragons couldn't go in there, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There was a fella that had a fairy dragon thing. Is that not a type of dragon?
A pseudo dragon.
It's got dragon in the name.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a dragon.
Mm-hmm.
So how do
He
you get that?
smuggled it.
I don't care. Shouldn't still
And
be
so
in
is
Wait.
Targan. And so is Targan.
So actually, yeah, I guess
Targan's
that's
significantly
gonna-
harder to hide up your ass. All right.
So I'm assuming this is going to be a story point as to how these things got past a field that's supposed to prevent scalies from getting in.
The anti-furry barrier. But we have the magic, we have the technology. Quick, try to get Giskin in here.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So
He says it works on dragons. You guys have seen a pseudo dragon in it and a half dragon.
wait. Question: What? We should probably interrogate the guy that actually brought the dragon in, real
He would have been
fast.
gone already.
Oh, fuck.
Because he said he was
Wait, did he
leaving in
say?
the morning.
Yep, he said he was leaving out in the morning.
Bug, how early did he leave?
He was leaving as you guys were getting up.
Fuck.
Yeah, we would have been way too late anyway. Otherwise, I would have stole that fucking dragon. Want another pet?
Shit.
Kivix
I
gets the dragon.
Okay.
was thinking maybe we would talk to the ranger and maybe say, hey, this dude brought this thing in, but I've already kind of ruined my reputation with him.
At this point, it also wouldn't matter telling him hindsight.
Yeah.
Well, he might know something about the trader.
He's got a point.
He's been here 200 years. He's got to know something about the people that come and go.
Maybe the barrier's just not working anymore, and he hasn't noticed because he's old.
This is also true.
But then how would the one guy know that he could get a dragon through?
Mm-mm.
See, that's where the fucking.
I mean,
Here's the
he
problem. Here's the other issue. Kivix doesn't give a fuck.
Yes, but this old guy is actually raising a good point to where Marcus is like, no, something just isn't right. Because even Marcus is like thinking to himself, he's questioning people about all these kobolds, yet nobody knows a fucking thing. Like, something's up. Something is fucking up.
Getting us some actual discussion going on, boys.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's a plot hole here that I know is like right in front of our faces, but yet we haven't taken the bait.
Oh, you've not figured it
There's
out
no
yet?
plot holes here. There's no plot holes here.
Well, not like a plot hole, but like a hook. Sorry.
There are interesting
used the wrong
things that you will find everywhere. That's just what I do as a DM. So it's
So-
nice that you guys are having this discussion.
Ye-
Proves
only-
that it's a good thing.
Kivix, have you said anything about the dagger that you found to any like Leia or me?
I mean, now that everyone's together, Kivix would probably mention it.
I would-
play it out then, boys.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, I should probably roleplay this out. So, if dragons are getting through and they're not supposed to, and you found a dagger with dragon scales on it, then maybe they're connected somehow.
Shrug.
This could be a question for the ranger. Lay, maybe you should speak with him. I'm not on the best terms.
Yes, I've noticed.
Hmm.
Really
How
fucked
did
that
you-
one up.
How have you managed to piss him off?
I'm not much of a pleaser. I get to the point. Apparently, pleasantries are required.
This is why you're single.
Single? What does this mean?
Means you have the one brain cell to you.
What is a brain cell?
Case in point. Gentlemen, if you don't mind, I will go and talk to this old man.
Hmm,
You
I can
never-
go with you.
I would greatly appreciate it. Just in case
I
shit
will
happens.
follow at a distance.
You better just stay in the cart.
Okay.
Uh,
So
Gotta protect Targan. Targan. Fuck.
Drag. I win. I'm winning this.
shut up.
Ruin everyone else's game by making them say Dargan.
So as you guys approach the bunker, with its elven filigree on the outside, inset into the sandstone, you see the man who opened the gate last night and introduced himself as Callan step out. He nods at the two of you before continuing on.
Not much for customer service. Joking. I guess we just kinda... Hello?
The door is unlocked and
So this-
swings open easily.
Sweet. Wanna go inside?
Inside, you find a torchlit storeroom, almost, with a desk made of mahogany. In the corner.
Mahogany.
Behind it is the ranger, kind of stooped down. He's kind of um, he looks to be lost in thought as he kind of hunches over in his chair and is leaning on his good arm as his withered arm is kind of strapped up to his chest. Um, Behind him is one of those poles that the lamplighters carry around as they're putting in the crystals in Elturel. Let's see here. Behind it is a banner. Um, the banner depicts a crystal with a light emitting out of the top of it. It's a large red with gold bordered banner. And that's all I got for you. It's a storehouse. There's a desk. There's an old man and a bunch of boxes in here.
Well, unfortunately, we have to be interested in the old man right now. So
I can't do anything here.
perfect. I try to get his attention, like tapping on the wall.
He noticed you guys as you came in,
Oh,
and as you approached, he kind of looked up from that um, 1,000-mile stare that he had
okay.
and locked eyes with the two of you. Yes.
Hello. I couldn't help but overhear your earlier conversation with the half dragon or the
Mm.
dragonborn. He's a dragonborn, right?
Half dragon.
Half dragon.
He has wings.
Right. Right. Okay. Fair enough. You had mentioned there was a field protecting this area.
He nods. Aye. He's put up. He thinks, looking upwards. Roughly 180, 100 and oh, I forget now.
A long time ago.
A very long time ago, yes. When I was a young man.
And
What's
that
that?
was to exclude all dragons.
It was supposed to.
Well,
Uh,
I've never seen an intelligent dragon such as that one come through.
uh,
probably because he's a half dragon.
I mean, there are some smart ones. Most of them are pains in the asses, but just kind of muttering to myself at that point. Cause fuck Niv-Mizzet. I just
Mm.
figured well, besides the obvious example this morning, there was a particular trader in here. He had dealt with animals.
Hmm.
He had a pseudo dragon with him.
Hmm. Yes. Lesser draconids stopped being repelled after about 60 years.
So you're saying the field is weakening?
He nods. Most
Then
people do not even know of its existence.
what's to say that it hasn't weakened to the point where not non-full dragons can't just pass on through?
This is not something I like to think about.
Shrugs.
Do you know of a way to replicate the spell or strengthen this barrier?
It was cast by the Heroes Guild founder, Gil, as well as the mayor of Oleros at the time. Very powerful elven sorcerer.
Uh,
They used a altar stone set back away from the bunker and planted birch trees all around it. I don't know what they did to cast their spell, but when it was complete, all the trees grew up to be full age and created this circle in the bunker. It was supposed to protect for thousands of years.
Well, I was kind of wandering around. I found a little alcove hidden in some brush. Had a small dagger-like object in it.
He nods. You didn't take anything, did you?
No, it looked recently visited, and I didn't feel like angering anyone.
That's where I placed my father's dagger. He used it to cut off the toe of Gendorix, which is what rests in the bowl out there.
Looks
My
like the
business.
rust is starting to finally get to it.
He nods. Time gets to us all. He looks down at his hand.
Which hand?
The withered one,
Okay.
kind of. I thought it was implied.
Just had to be sure, because I honestly I wasn't sure if he actually had use of that arm. Like he was just kind of like he had it like kind of on an arm sling.
Mhm.
Like, because you said he shook it at Marcus. I just pictured him like
No, he
grabbing this
grabbed
limp
it.
arm.
Yeah.
And,
He
like,
grabbed it and wiggled it.
okay.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Yeah, I just thought like it was limp and it wasn't like usable.
Yeah, no, it is.
Okay.
That's exactly what it is.
All right. Well, at least now we're all on roughly the same page. The barrier may be weakening sooner than expected.
He nods again. Aye. If the spell is to be recast, it must be located. I'm sure the founding mage copied the ritual, and he may have stored it back at the Heroes Guild.
I don't see why we can't ask around.
We do have a guild. Oh wait, sorry.
get fucked.
Hmm?
I'm not there. I'm not there.
Also, we keep hearing conflicting reports from various men around here about there being kobolds and not being kobolds.
When Carrie and Terry came back from the forest after they had found those mushrooms, speaking of kobolds and goblins in the forest, I banned talk of kobolds and goblins in the outpost. When we were attacked by goblins, we started talking about them again. Kobolds have never been seen in these woods. But I suppose there is a chance.
All right.
I suppose we should go back then.
Hmm.
Report what findings we have.
And go exploring.
Is there anything else the ranger can assist you with?
I got nothing.
Have you been sent by the guild?
Yes.
For what purpose?
The kobolds.
Mm-hmm.
Kobolds. Nothing about the goblin missive that I sent?
Well, goblins and kobolds.
Goblins and kobolds. I had Callan send that message for me. Go speak with him. Perhaps he will give you more information about the kobolds, since he believes that they exist. Enough to
Very
put
well.
them in the missive.
I swear, if he's just high off his ass, I'm gonna fucking kill him.
It's turning into quite the chore to deal with this.
Shoulders, knees, and toes. Knees and toes.
My fucking hams, bro.
Oh, hams. I thought you said hands.
No, like, I've got, like, this muscle up and through here, it keeps, like, trying to cramp on me. So I'm, like, trying to stretch it out. Just not really working. It's, like, up under my thigh. It's weird. It's
Like
not a ham.
Jolly
around,
horse.
around the
Ow.
ass cheek.
Really trying to fucking... No, it's not around the ass cheek. It's, like, low in the leg. Like, right up in here.
Oh,
It's
I
weird.
usually get it right in the ass cheek.
No.
Imagine getting an ass cramp.
Listen, man, it's happened.
No, I've actually gotten one before, and I was like, "What the hell was that?"
Yeah, you're just like, that's fucking new. I don't want that.
Wait until you get a cramp up in here in your neck.
I've done that, and it is the worst. I
It
have to
sucks,
stretch my
man.
jaw like a goddamn snake.
Actually, just fucking
I don't...
sucks.
Yeah, I just look up. I lock jaw and look up. Stretches the muscle.
I fucking slack my jaw and just start wiggling it around.
Oh, never give in to Charlie Horse. It makes it worse. It balls up. Ugh, nasty.
Yeah. My favorite is when it used to happen a lot when I was like, oh god, I can actually say this, when I was a teenager and when I was younger.
Aha.
It happened usually in the middle of the night, so it would wake me up.
Mm-hmm.
And it was always fun because usually when it happened, there were a few times where my mother would be in her bedroom and would hear me because I'm like, ah, fuck, son of a bitch!
Let me
And
guess.
then,
Right in the calf area.
oh yeah, sometimes it would be like calf and thigh.
Dude. Hate
I
that
still,
shit.
I sometimes still get those nightly calf cramps. I have to go walk around
Bananas.
the house for a little bit.
What I do is I wrap my whole sheets around my leg and like I'll pull the tips of my toes forward so it stretches this like muscle under here.
I just go fucking walk around. I'm like, fuck it. I guess I'm
Yeah.
up for 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's what usually happens with me. And there was one morning where I did that, and my mother was already getting up for work, and she's in the bathroom brushing her teeth, and I'm just walking around the kitchen swearing, and she's like, "Watch your language. Why are you up this early?" And I tell her, I'm like, Charlie Horse, and she's like, "Oh, you didn't have any water last night, did you?" I'm like, "No."
Yeah. I probably should
Ah.
drink more water.
Before you guys close the door, he says from his chair, "The mist has returned to the woods. Be wary of it."
Kivix just opens the door fully. The hell is the mist?
The mist. Mist in the forest.
The weather.
Being vague, he does. Being cryptic about weather patterns is a bit vague. Is a bit weird, rather.
Okay. I'm just saying to be wary of the mist. When I was a child, it meant that Faltrix or Gandorix was around. They are long dead, but the mist has returned. I am simply warning you, as I would be wary of it, to be wary of it.
Kivix just kind of shrugs in place and just waves at him like, "All right, have a good night." Freaking crazy old man.
Not
All right.
wanting to side with a senile old man, but we may want to harbor that as a true warning. You never know.
Shrug.
It's like arthritis or arthritis.
Arthritics.
Yeah, that.
Arithmetics. Oh, sorry.
People with
No,
arthritis.
arthritis is now known as arthritics in this land.
Arthritis.
just like in my game where capiche is draconic.
Nice.
Damn it.
Capiche is draconic.
All right, I guess the draconic people are Italian now.
Hey,
No, that's
capiche.
just one word that they have.
What is it? Does it mean the same actual like meaning?
Yeah.
Okay, that's not confusing then.
Everybody knows one bit of draconic, as long as they've
It's
seen
like-
any kind of stereotypical Italian man.
It's like capiche means no. It's like this is very confusing.
Yes. No.
Yeah,
What?
capiche.
Oh, my neck.
Do you want more? Capiche. Slaps fucking slab of meat on plate. I said capiche.
He slaps another.
another one.
I can keep going all day.
So, Kaiser, as they entered the building, Callan came out, and he started walking towards you.
I turn to him.
As he walks up, he says, "Hail. You were with the group that came in last night, correct?"
Yes, I was. What can I do for you?
I was the one who added the kobolds to the missive.
Mayhaps you can enlighten me. I've been thinking that we've just been scammed this entire time.
Bamboozled.
When Carrie and Terry came back from the forest with those reports, everybody thought they were mad, but I have seen them. I know that they are real.
Where have you actually seen them at?
He squats down in the dirt and draws a big circle. Newts. That in moment. There it is.
Dun, 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 dun.
Na, na,
Get
na.
fucked.
As the top end of the forest retreats into the mountains, it becomes thinner and thinner. In the center of the forest, he points and draws a large line, roughly a quarter of the way through, is a large rend in the earth, out of which a massive tree grows. The tree is dead, and the area around it also similarly dead. There's very old architecture around there that comes from ancient times when the goblins lived here. He refers to it as Dakani ruins. You, being from a similar dimension, recognize what the Dakani are. It's a race of goblin and hobgoblin, of hobgoblins and goblins who banded together and created an intelligent society that pretty much ruled the world before the dragons came along and the Age of Giants happened.
Age of the Dragon.
Gotcha.
And off to the west of the tree is a large lake. Do not drink the water from this lake. Every other lake is okay.
Dirty link water.
You will find a lot of lakes in the forest, as it's a little swampy in parts, but mostly is just a collection of trees. As I was coming down the road near the split where the Y is to go back to Elturel. I saw the goblins there, and as I chased them into the forest, I also saw the kobolds. They seemed to chase the goblins after I had lost them. And he sets out a point on the map near the Y, and he points at it. This is where I would begin.
Right.
What? My map. It's a little blurry. But
On the map, on the map, on the map, on the map.
And the
on the
map.
map! Wow! I need to put
You're
these on
fired.
roll 20. But yeah. He basically draws a line in from the Y that you guys had. And says I would begin there, travel about an hour into the forest, and good luck. You guys walk up as he's standing up from this map. Lay and Kivix do.
Hello.
Oh,
Hello.
I was just telling your friend here about the forest, where to find
green.
everything.
Forced. It's green.
Some of it is black,
Where
especially around the Tree of Tales.
My food's getting here, so I'm gonna mute.
Okay. Especially around the Tree of Tales.
So we riding?
Yep.
Woo!
You guys set out with the cart and this knowledge about where Callan has seen goblins and kobolds who chase the goblins, and set out.
I swear to God, there's like a purple dragon that we have to end up chasing.
It's early in the morning. Birds are out. You see a few flying insects as you guys are rolling along this dirt road that has grass nearby on both sides. Curving back along the path that you took just yesterday. Fuck, these yawns are going around. Curving along the path that you took just yesterday. Back to the Y in the road where you were ambushed. The bodies still out in the open. Nothing has been changed except for some carrion birds have come in and started their feasting. Hooking a sharp right at this Y, you head directly into the woods, or
Why not?
I'm not, he says.
I mean, the worst possible thing that could happen is just we die.
Who's leading?
Unless someone else wanted to, I'm still driving.
I'll take. Oh,
Oh, did you want to drive?
Ooh.
So I thought.
Kidding me? Me trying to make a perception roll? You wanna fucking break the card again?
I mean, I was the one that caused this strike twice.
With me, it's a guaranteed.
Fair enough. I am still in charge of the horse carriage.
Okay. Let's have a nature check.
Oh, thank God.
Nature, 17.
Yes,
All right.
sir.
And a perception to go along with it.
Here's where we hit something. Even though I'm supposed to be good at this. Okay.
Okay, not bad.
No potholes
So,
on this road.
no. And if there are any, you're able to guide the cart around them as you pick a path through the clearing of the trees into the greater forest itself. All the way around the forest is a fairly big line of trees, but as you get into it, it seems to spread out in some areas. You're seeing very small ponds and some lakes and a few streams that connect the two. But generally, as far as mind theater, imagine like a northern European forest um, in structure. Lots of pines and oaks and so forth.
Stop the cart, lay. Oh,
Can you say
will you
please?
please?
I
Can you
stop.
stop the cart?
I click on the reins and
Pulling back, the cart
yeah.
pulls to a start.
Quick, hand me all of your water skins.
Beg pardon.
I'm going to fill them up from the streams.
I hand him my water skin.
Kivix?
He's muted
Oh.
and eating.
Is he deafened? Can he still hear us? Oh, he can still hear us. Zork, if you can hear me, hand me your water skin.
The proper thing is, Zork, if you can hear him, do you hand him your water skin?
I demand your water skin! Oh, okay. I think Zork is...
Hivix is weirdly silent right now
He
and
is
does
in
not
his...
seem to be giving you his water skin.
Okay. I will then just mosey on down to the stream anyway. And,
Okay, give me a perception check.
oh boy. Oh, thank God.
The water here is fairly clean. There's no scum on top of it, or um, in the pond. It's a blue water, and you can kind of see, into it. There's not a whole lot of particles, that have kicked up and you know prevent you from seeing down into it. It's almost like looking at spring water that's been sitting for a while. There's a little bit of movement in the bottom of the pond, but from what you can see, it's fishes and marine life. There's a few lizards and insects that live in this pond.
I'm gonna be quick about this.
I return. I will be listening. I'm just grabbing some stuff.
Okay.
Kivix, do you hand me your water skin?
Sure.
Okay, cool. Then yeah, as you said, mosey on down there and
Targan shakes it back at you. He's like, "Can you do mine too?"
I'll mosey on back up to fucking the hill here.
All right,
Sure,
he
why
hands
not?
it down over the edge of the cart. He doesn't even get off.
Yeah, my fault for not asking him anyway. Forgot he was there. He's eerily quiet. So I'll mosey on down to the water. There's there's running water coming into this like pond, right?
Not visibly. There is movement in the pond. Um, Perhaps it's fed from some sort of underground well,
As long as it looks clean
but there's
enough.
not a stream that goes into it. Yeah, that's what I was describing for you, is a good clean water source.
Yeah, as long as it's good and clean, I'll fill up the water skins with this water.
Down by the edge of the pond, there are the the lilies that exist on the edge of the pond, and the cat tails that are there. But there's a nice little clearing for you to go down and kind of have easy access to the water. The trees have retreated a little bit from the edge to give the water kind of room to breathe. They're not like right up on top of it, encroaching it like mangroves do.
Okay. Yeah, I fill all these up.
Yeah, you're able to get water from it. If you try it, it tastes like spring water, like well water,
Okay.
fresh from the ground.
As long as dysentery isn't involved, we're good.
Make a Constitution saving.
God damn it.
You die from dissing Terry.
Fuck. I hate this game.
Terry told you guys there was kobolds out here, and you let him get himself pissed drunk.
Oof. All right, I'll mosey on
Yeah.
back up to the.
He was
the
definitely
cart.
wearing a T-shirt that had the letter T on it.
On the back it says airy.
Fuck. I'm busy getting myself a fucking rap made, and I just hear that shit.
That's great.
The other one has a big K on the front, and the back also says Airy.
How will we ever tell them apart?
They
Hey,
turn
switch
around.
shirts.
Ah.
So you're able to get your water skins filled up. Re-embark the cart. It's a beautiful day out here. You know, you've got the occasional butterfly, bird that flies by. Small birds, they exist here in the forest, having cover and trees to do so. Um, Looking around, Lay and Sabala both spot little field mice and little critters running around in the woods, hares and the like. Um, and maybe even a few deer exist in this forest too, that kind of trounced around out of sight. They hear the cart and from a good distance off and are moving by the time you guys see them. Continuing through, you guys are just rolling along, looking at all this beautiful scenery. Target in the back yawns.
I'm gonna remain vigilant for anything that looks out of place.
Give me another perception roll.
Oof.
Everything looks about as it should in the forest. You're looking at those hares, thinking, those were pretty tasty the other night.
Yeah.
Too bad I left my crossbow back at camp.
Yes, I did. Hadn't forgot about that. Gonna be visiting him when we get back. Finger guns. Bitch, got my crossbow yet?
Yep. Still rolling along.
Just rolling along. Do do do. Let's have a percentile check from Mankey as he's leading. D100, please.
Yes, sir.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-bwomp.
23.
Okay. I'm gonna go take a shit. and get back with that.
But so is that what 23 does?
DM is hit with the sudden urge to shit.
Meanwhile, I'm just scarfing my face with chicken wraps.
Mm.
That does sound good. Oh. Meanwhile, I'm just hoping I get that fucking car part soon.
So there's these three guys, right? No,
Hmm.
I lied. Fuck, I already screwed up the joke. Damn! Alright, so the devil, he is chilling in hell one day, bored out of his gourd. He's like, you know what? I want to have me some fun. So he goes, he snaps his fingers. Him, a white guy, an Asian guy, and a black guy are on top of the Empire State Building. Devil looks at them all and is like, boys, I got a game to play. Whoever has the biggest dick can walk free. So the Asian guy, he jumps off. He knows he wasn't going to win.
Mm.
Black guy, he goes, jerks his pants down. Sure as the world he was going to win. He gets to the black guy. Black guy's kind of like, moving from side to side, shuffling his feet and shit. He's like, boy, what are you doing? You know what the black guy says? I'm dodging traffic.
I remember that joke.
Good.
It was funny.
What's the difference between a golf ball and a G-spot? A guy will actually look
Most,
for the golf ball.
I was gonna say most guys can actually hit the golf ball.
Fuck, that's better. Why does Dr. Pepper come in a bottle? Because his wife
Is
died.
it? I knew there was gonna be a dirty joke in there.
What was
What's the difference in a job and your wife?
What was the joke?
What's the difference between your job and your wife?
I like doing my wife.
After 5 years, your job will still suck.
Sure.
Welcome back, Gibby.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Hello.
Hi.
Thank you all for being here. Welcome to my TED Talk. I will
Who
talk
the fuck?
about
I have my first question. Who the fuck is Ted?
what is TED?
Ted.
What is TED? Who is he? He is the one.
The one?
The one
The
above
one.
all, Jesus Christ.
The one
Amen.
above all. Amen.
Oprah?
Oprah.
Let's see here. You guys search around, eventually finding a clearing. It is now midday. You've been taking the cart in places that carts really weren't designed for. They're designed for roads. You're taking this one into a forest. Yeah. And making a lot of noise in doing so.
Shame we ain't got a horny female bard. They'd be having the time of their life.
Just a shame, huh?
So that explains why women like it when I pick them up and shake them.
You'll have to tell me about that one.
If your shocks ain't good, she's gonna be good. Your undercarriage might need critical repair, though.
If the two of you are still walking, you ain't doing it right.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
If she can walk afterwards, you ain't done it right.
Anyway.
What if your legs can't work afterwards?
You done something right. So we got a 23.
My anus.
My anus is bleeding.
We search around, finding only forest fauna and clearings with ponds and small creeks that lead from pond to pond. You see lots of birds, and overhead a pseudo dragon might fly once or twice. They're green in color. If you do spot them, they're very quick.
Too fast, too quick.
The forest feels fairly empty over here.
Hmm.
It's
Not
about
as empty as
midday
my
now.
bed at night. Oh.
Haha, me too, buddy. Self-burn. It's everybody. That's like a dispersed burn.
Group burn. AOD.
Yeah. Ouch.
I cast fireball on myself.
Collateral damage.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't do up the dungeon encounter that I have planned. I've got it on a sheet, and I can like try to generate it as we go. But if you give me a little bit more time on that, we might be able to run like a serious, like a pretty good looking dungeon. I don't know
I'm
what you
still
guys
eating,
want
so
to do.
I got time.
You got
Although I do
time?
want to stop probably within half an hour or so.
Yeah, I was thinking about calling it here for the week, and just let me generate a few things, and we'll get back to it, and pretty much jump to the cave that I have planned.
Fair enough.
Because I don't have a forest map for you guys to explore, even though I've given you good explanations about what it is and what's inside of it, and I'll generate one of those, and we can try to find where they're at, or we can jump straight to it, depending on how you guys want to play this.
We can figure it out next week.
Okay, we'll figure it out. All right.
I already have my recap ready. We talked to an old man. Marcus got yelled at.
Yeah.
We all had a good time.
And we learned a few things about dragons.
Yep. I've also got a really cool idea for doing one shots or experimental characters. So if you guys want to do things like that, I'm calling it the Spire of Strife. It's going to have a spire town around it with your standard video game shops in it, and
Buy my potions. Buy my gear. Buy my potions. Buy my gear.
buy recycled gear.
50% off. What's the catch?
Yeah.
There is no catch. The armor falls off.
Just stripped this one off the body last week.
Yeah, there's no catch, and the armor falls off. Great, fucking perfect.
I use the breastplate as a shield.
Fair. Here, let me just rivet some holes in the back. All right, there we go.
Yeah.
Repurposed.
That'd be a fun kind of Warforged. Just, yes, this is my shield. That's a breastplate. This is my shield.
Mine now.
His entire
magnet
body is
thing.
just made of different armor pieces.
Let's see here.
The only downside to that is heat metal exists.
We are the collection.
You changed him to the God of War.
Yeah.
One video game character for another one, huh?
Wow.
I couldn't find any like
what
original
a
looking one.
bitch.
So.
Now you know what? This works better because this means I can shit talk Kratos.
Yeah.
See?
Boy.
So I've already added it to your heavy crossbow, but your attack bonuses are going to have one extra now. It's a basically a +1 to hit. It's
Nice.
not a magical +1, but it's a +1 to hit. So that would have been
A 6.
would have been a 1.
Oh. We had to get 1-1 in every video at least. It works out.
It just happened to be me again.
I mean, that was me rolling, so.
Since the GM rolled a 1, does that mean we level up now?
No, you guys actually have to go through this dungeon that I have planned,
I
and
will
almost
find a
die
way
probably.
to build a
Hey.
nuke on my way into that dungeon and be done.
Just build a nuke the whole area.
Yeah.
Alright, you kill this many creatures, that's this much XP, and you're level 25.
Also dead. Because you set it off while you were inside the radius.
I'm not that dumb. I might have timed it to where I can hopefully run out of it.
Yeah, we'll see about that Eureka. No, I'm joking.
Eureka, I've got it. What do you got? A
I'm
bomb!
dead.
A bomb! Boom.
I'm a genius. It starts going off. Oh no!
Oh no!
A nuke
How
is
do I
like
stop this?
Fireball, but a lot bigger.
And more
Oh, have you
dangerous.
seen the write-up on how to do like a nuclear fireball in raw rules in D&D?
No.
No? Wait, I think. Hold
So
on.
it's like ward of casting or something like that. Sigil of casting, something like that. But basically, it allows you to cast spells into it, and you just cast a spell onto every page of a book. Like
Tome of Fireball.
Yeah. It's basically a book that is set to go on an action of somebody speaking something to it. So you set it down, and you set a magic mouth next to it, and you fucking leave. And you speak into the magic mouse the fucking word. And it fucking every single firebolt will light off at the same time, and it's something like, fucking 8d6 times however many pages you've got. It's crazy.
I'd be the asshole to just give it to someone and like have a device that'll speak for me.
Yeah, magic
On it.
mouth.
Yeah. And just be like, yeah, this is yours. Oh man, this is gonna be great. I'm gonna be able to cast Fireball so often. Yeah, when's the war start? Oh, like in 3 days. Cool, that's plenty of time for me to leave. 2 days later. Alright. Magic Mouth.
Burn it.
All right. Here's the activation word. Don't say it out loud, but as you're ready to cast the firebolt, okay, just this is the word that you use. Open the book and then say it, and you'll be able to cast it.
I cast
There you go.
Dumbass. Why is it dumbass?
Why is it dumbass?
Ah!
Yeah, that's it. Just fucking and deleted.
Just make them not make the magic word. Oh no. Oh no. Oh
Oh no. Oh no. It's just starting to glow and glow brighter and
no. Nuclear device detected.
We would have to
A
make
what
it
now?
We'd have to make it something we wouldn't say like just willy nilly though.
Marcus is
Yeah.
smart.
Wow.
It has to be a single word.
Bitch.
Right.
Fuck.
Fuck with what?
Fuck.
Fuck. Why is it fuck?
Fuck.
Oh no.
just fucking then just. All you see is white.
Yeah, it's just the camera zooms out to like a planet view and you just see.
No. Here's how to like if you have like a rather dark god. Here's an immediate way to make them happy. They say their name.
That sounds like that's
Oh,
Like
yeah.
yes, devil.
that's
Why is it devil?
complicated shit.
Everyone dies.
Yeah. If
Yeah,
Kivix did
those-
that and said cervix.
Cervix. Who the hell is cervix? All right, that is how many souls? 100,000.
Cervix. Fucking
Patron just looks at me. How did you? You know what? I'm not asking.
Mm.
well done.
Woo.